I am fixing to go into the River King Estates, and I definitely want to have protection. So here we go, fully protected, heading into the River King secret estate. I've been sworn to secrecy. I cannot reveal this location. River King! What?
That's messed up, dude.
What's up?
Good to see you, brother.
How are you, man?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing well.
Man, that's
Well, I didn't know if you required, protection.
That's a good one.
The year is 2020. A worldwide pandemic strikes the earth, and Adventure Steve attempts to learn how to roll his kayak. Join him now on his 4th attempt as he attends the River King Kayak Roll class.
Remember, I'll move your paddle to get it perfectly set. When I do that, finish it. Finish it. That's a hip snap. Got it. Bingo. Woo. Yeah. You can make a fortune. Or just start doing private lessons.
So how much did you help me there?
I just held the paddle.
Held the paddle. Did I pull
That's a
against
hip
it?
snap. No, that's a hip snap. That's what you want to do.
Did I pull against the paddle very much?
I mean, enough to get up.
Okay.
It wasn't, you weren't pushing it.
Okay.
Which is, when I'm like holding the paddle, that says you're pushing your body out of the water, and that's bad. When you do a hip snap, it takes very little to hold it, like when you're going to do your roll. That's why you can't, there's not enough there to resist that motion you're doing when I have to hold it. But if you get the paddle where it needs to be and do a hip snap, it doesn't require much, because you're rotating your boat.
I don't think I hit snap my hip.
You weren't in the setup at all, your paddle was totally vertical.
All right, one more time.
Wiggle the blades on the water, make sure you're there in the setup.
That was awful. That was awful.
He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
So you're pushing. You're trying to push the body out of the water. Never happens. Oh, you felt that resistance I gave you.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't holding it, you would have just stabbed the paddle in. Much easier. That was a little bit of hip snap going on there.
Feel that? Feel the hip snap?
Did you feel it?
Yeah. I tried to do it. I tried to pop it.
Still a little bit awkward, but now you know what it's supposed to start
That
doing.
felt
This stuff a lot better.
totally different.
I can tell by how much resistance was on your paddle. That actually just started coming up.
Over on my shirt, then Austin was there, then Keith. You don't have enough weight. You don't have enough weight to save me. I bumped you, that's what killed you.
One of the highlights of my day on this day was meeting Austin Wallace of Side Trail Adventures. We've called ourselves Spirit Brothers of non-rolling kayakers. He is on the same quest as I to roll his whitewater kayak. That's Austin there with Pete and the red kayak and the red helmet. So we got to learn together, and it was awesome. Austin is a quick learner, and on this one, he literally nails it 99%. Right there. Oh, man. He was
you
on
almost...
it.
You were right there.
I just pushed you so you didn't fall
You
down.
were right there.
So that's the...
Here's the River King himself putting on a clinic.
Woo! Let's go make the River King highlight film right there.
Yeah.
That's Austin on the left. Now pay attention. He is getting ready to nail it.
Whoa! There it is. Whoa!
I asked Austin, and he said he would remain my spirit brother until I had my first successful roll. I was a little bit worried.
Now I got to do it. Evan, what's your favorite YouTube channel?
Both of yours?
Which one?
Which one's your very favorite? I mean, if you could only watch one channel, which one would it be? Adventure Outdoors or River Kings?
River Kings?
Yeah! Oh, man! Oh, man! All right, that guy running right there, Austin Side Trail Adventures on YouTube. Check him out. Subscribe to his channel. There's going to be a link in the description. And he said, make sure I catch a shot of him running like he was in super. Show us your six-pack.
It's in the car.
Oh, okay.
For the drive home.
Is that iced tea?
No,
What is it?
Sprite. Did he say iced tea?
I honestly didn't hear it.
No, I'm messing with you.
Just take my portion of this.
I tell you what, it ain't every day.
Thank you, sir.
It ain't every day you get served by River King, is it?
True. Woo!
That's amazing.
Eating like kings.
You want to run with me? We'll set the shuttle and then
Make sure I got my key.
don't let anyone run off with the stuff.
So I can just sit here and kind of.
Yeah, man.
This is awesome.
You just enjoy
I don't even have to do all that stuff. All right. Hey, make sure you come back. All right, so Pete and Austin are running the shuttle. I'm here watching everything, eating a cheeseburger that the River King brought to me. That's amazing. This is the Hall River. The dam is right there. You really can't see it through the trees, but it's right there. So I've never been on the Hall River. It doesn't look like the water's running too quickly right now. We hadn't had any rain lately. But I think we're going to take maybe a 4 to 5 mile run down this river to close the day out, and to top it off, seeing how I did not make a successful roll today. Close, but not successful. And Austin made a awesome, successful roll. So, I'm proud of him.
Pretty intense, like class 3. That's it. Got like 6 foot drop at the end of it.
Really?
Got a booth. It's pretty like legit. And then after the booth, you have to ferry hard to the right to avoid a big old kind of city kind of spot. So just.
Did y'all plan this?
I don't know. I just enjoy.
I'm just
watching your face.
listening.
Me too.
I was like,
Your face, I couldn't stop. I just kept on going.
I felt my eyes growing bigger and bigger. And I'm going like, damn, there ain't much water here. What the heck is going on?
All right, so while we're taking a nice little paddle down the Hall River, let me explain a few things to you, concerning the rolling of a kayak and my experience that may help you, assuming that you came to this video to help you learn how to roll a kayak. My first 2 lessons, I took 2 lessons at the Whitewater Center. Now, before the lessons, I watched this video right here of Pete, River King, giving lessons in a pool. I probably watched it 10 times in anticipation of my class at the Whitewater Center in Charlotte. Well, the problem there is when I got to the class, they taught a totally different method than I was used to and had mentally prepared for by watching Pete's video. So I went with it. I tried to learn it. They teach the C to C method, and I'll just be honest, I just don't like it. I don't know if it's I'm not built for it. I have a mental hang up over it. I don't like it. So after 2 classes, I actually went out on my own and was unsuccessful practicing on my own. So there was 3 times I went out trying to roll my kayak, and it was unsuccessful. Now with this class here today with the River King, teaching what he basically calls the sweep method, I learned so much new stuff. I felt far more comfortable, and I was almost able to pull off my first successful roll. Unfortunately, it meant that the time that I spent on the other 3 times that I went and tried to learn, 2 classes and 1 on my own, it was almost like that time was sort of wasted, but not. But you get the idea. So if I had spent the same amount of time learning Pete's method versus the C to C, I feel like right now I'd be rolling a kayak with no problem. So stay tuned. We're going to do some one-on-one with Pete, and I think he's going to give you some advice that if you're struggling or trying to learn this, he's going to give you a key and a visual that helped me a lot, and I think it'll help you also.
All right guys, River King Pete here, and I'm going to teach you how to roll a kayak with a box of drill bits and a sanding block.
I'm stunned too. But I'm sure some wisdom is getting ready to spew out.
So this is your kayak. The green side will be the bottom. This is you. You're sitting in your kayak. And so a lot of people, when they try to roll, they're upside down. They'll start rolling and they try to lift their head. And so when you lift your head in a kayak, you feel like you're doing that. That doesn't happen because your torso weighs more. You actually roll your kayak on you. So instead of lifting your head up, you do that. Same motion, but the kayak's what moves. So as you're rolling up and you lift your head, you actually pull your kayak further upside down, if that makes sense. So what you need to do when you're upside down, start rolling, and when you get to that point, you do your C to C, you do your hip snap, you actually lean the other way, which allows your kayak to right, and then your head comes up last, if that makes sense. So when you're coming up and you see someone lift their head, they just fall back down. You've probably seen 100 people try to roll like that. They never come up. Instead, you roll the boat and then sit up into it. That's the magic, the sanding block and the box of drill bits. Sometimes you can use a flip-flop or, baby wipes, whatever you have. But that's the secret of the C to C and which way you lean. It's the same thing with the booth. You're flying, you want to go over a waterfall. When you lean back, you're trying to lean your boat up. So the instinct is to lean backwards. But what you do is you drop the boat angle down. So when you're going over the waterfall and you lean back, your head doesn't move, the boat goes vertical, and then you fall in, and it doesn't look good.
So what you want to do is you go over. As you start to go, you lean forward, which brings the boat up. And then you fly off with a flat boat and you look like a rock star. And it starts with a box of drill bits and a sanding block.